The year is 2015. Hypixel is a growing server with many players seeking revolution in the minigame industry. And so, Hypixel releases its own take on the competitive minigame genre. Warlords takes Minecraft minigames to the next level, featuring our very own custom 3D textured weapons, custom sounds, and many other exciting features within our custom resource pack. This minigame offers 3 different game modes: Capture the Flag, Team Deathmatch, and Domination. After your epic battles have ended, you can test your luck in the lobby to repair your weapons in an attempt to gain one of custom 3D textured legendary weapons. Inspired by World of Warcraft, Warlords is a competitive minigame with several game modes and some MMORPG-like features implemented into it. I'd call it more of a MOBA if you ask me. You're able to unlock classes, upgrade them, get new weapons, upgrade them as well. The game had tons of skills, unique maps, its own 3D texture pack. At the time, this was a true revolution in the minigame scene. It truly took competitive minigames to the next level. It was the first Hypixel minigame to have its own 3D weapon models, and it's one of the only minigames on Hypixel that requires downloading a mod and applying it. This game is surprisingly still active even after 5 years passed since its initial release date. Yet there don't seem to be any major content updates coming the game's way. Warlords was, and still is, a great game. It has an amazing concept and even better execution. But if we go look at it now in the main lobby, this carefully crafted minigame masterpiece only manages to hold an average of 50 active players at once. Why is that? Why did it happen? Even after all the updates and patches and the game overall being super fun and great, why did it fail? Why didn't it garner the attention games like Skyblock have, even though they have a lot of similarities? This is what we will dive into today. Now, if you've ever played Warlords yourself, you're probably gonna predict a lot of, if not all of the points I bring up, but the most obvious is, of course, the complexity. If you're a new player, the sheer complexity of the game you're about to dive headfirst into might just scare you away. The game has a ton of different menus, NPCs, classes, and abilities you have to read into and figure it all out. And while all of that in the grand scheme of things makes for a very interesting game, for a new player it might just be tough to understand how it works and figure everything out. It is a minigame after all, so the admins might have gone a bit overboard with all these upgrades, you know. Warlords doesn't have a tutorial either, which makes it even harder for newer players to understand, and most players from my experience are pretty unwelcoming and unwilling to help, which also contributes to how complicated the game is. A simple fix would be just to simplify the game like the Firefox logo, but there is a reason against that, which I will get into later. The gameplay. Now, while I myself love the game and how it plays, the gameplay might not be appealing to everyone, and by not everyone I mean most people. I like long games. I like grindy games. This is why I've poured hundreds of hours into games like Zombie Idol or NGU Idol, but a lot of people don't share the same taste as me, which is pretty common to take place in our society. Warlords games are long, and by long I mean really long, and if you want to be at least somewhat good at it, you gotta grind a lot. An average Capture the Flag game would last around 20 to 30 minutes depending on how tryhardy your team or the opposing team are. And the amount of time it took me to get just to level 17 is not something you would like to hear. The game is very dragged out and I feel like it has the potential to be greatly reduced. The first step is obviously to make the point requirements for a win not 1000. But again, there is a factor preventing that. You don't want to get into Warlords if long games are not your thing. The community. Look, I'm not going to bash the Warlords community. I know that there are great players out there, but there is still a bad side to it. I didn't store any screenshots or videos because why would I, but I've seen many L's and easies in the chat in my time playing the game. People are super competitive, to the point at which it may rival Bed Wars and Sky Wars. You're not gonna get b-hopped on obviously, but people are very angry in-game. And the game makes you very angry as well, throwback to the gameplay argument. Is there hope? Now, I've mentioned a few times that there is a certain reason that is preventing Warlords from getting a major gameplay revamp, and that would be the game's age. The game has been around in the state it is currently in for 5 years already. It recently had its 5-year anniversary, 21st of February, just a reminder. And to change a game completely that has been around untouched for 5 years? It would be nonsense. It would cause, while not particularly an outrage, but a lot of people would probably not be happy. It could regain its dedicating following after a while, but it's still way too risky of a move. Warlords, while definitely not a perfect game, at its time was a revolution in the industry, and it did leave its own impact. Even if you don't like it, you have to give credit to the people who worked on it, and despite it failing, it still has a community, and a lot of people, including me, still love it. Thank you for watching.